On the seventh day of Thriftmas, Refashionista Sheri gave to me 7 simple wrapping hacks.
So what most people would throw in the trash or in the recycling bin, I see as potential projects and wrapping, of course, like this little raspberry clamshell, and it cleaned up perfectly. And if you want to know all of my tips and tricks for removing sticky labels, they appear in my Eco-Friendly Living Made Easy book, along with hundreds of other awesome tips and tutorials. Now I'm just grabbing a napkin, and because I'm doing the 12 days of Thriftmas, I don't have time to bake, so I just got some awesome ginger festive cookies from IKEA, and I'm putting 12 into this little container and folding the napkin around. And of course the napkin is itself in a holiday color, and just making sure it's all nice and folded and tucked in there. Now I'm just going to twist up the ends and tie them in a very simple little knot, and look at that, I could be done with this pretty little gift. But of course I have to grab my little box of hoarded festive items, and yeah, let's stick that in there. And that looks pretty cool, I think. Okay, next up, we have a few more items from the recycling bin. This, I think, was the top of a yogurt, and the little black tube is from my doggie's poop bags. And I always hold on to those because look what you can do. I am making a lovely little ring holder, and you can put earrings on here. You can wrap a necklace around it. It's just great. And so now we're going to grab the toilet roll and wrap it with a leftover piece of festive paper. And anytime you can use glue, it works so much better than tape. And then you can actually use this year after year. If it is going to, someone who lives in your house, you can just hold on to it and put it away with your decorations. And then you're laughing. You have already made Christmas wrapping there. So this clearly is some extra tissue paper from something that I got in the mail, I purchased online, and we're going to tuck those ends in and make sure they're really tucked in well, especially if you're putting a small item in there. Then we're putting the gift in, and we're going to tuck those ends in too. And all of this is so super simple. Now, here is my hoard of ribbons and bows that these are clearly from the 80s. I'm pretty sure I got a big bag of these from the thrift store because the sticky part isn't sticky and it doesn't even peel off anymore. So I just glue them on, and great. And here we have, I think this was cotton buds. Yeah, cotton buds in there. And I have an awkwardly shaped gift here. And if you know what that is, fantastic. Let me know down below if you can guess what that black thing is. And here's some more wrapping paper. I think this wrapping paper has actually lasted me for about 4 years. It was quite a big roll that I got at the thrift shop, and I just keep reusing it over and over every year, and I still have some left. So I'm just covering the entire top part, slider part of that cotton bud box, and it's going to be awesome. And then I'm chopping the corners so they tuck in a lot neater. And of course, I stuck everything down, and now we're just going to slide that middle part in, and look at that perfect little gift box for free, right from the trash basically. And there's some more of my hoarded tissue paper, and we're just going to tuck that in there. But it's still not done, and I don't like that bow. So I am going to do something that I think every elder millennial, boomer, and of course Gen X like myself knows how to do, and that is ribbon curls. And yeah, if you're part of a certain types of generation, you probably grew up doing this, and it looks awesome. And I actually put this skill to very good use when I worked Christmases at the gift wrapping kiosk at the mall when I was a youngster. Anyway, so because this box was terrible when it arrived in the post with this gift in it, I figured, hey, I'm going to save a tissue box and use that for wrapping. And that's exactly what I did. So look at that. It doesn't fit really in the top part. So I'm just going to open up the other end and pop it in, and then glue that end shut once again. And tissue boxes are great because you can really easily just stuff a bunch of stuff in there. And I've never done this before. Usually I just cover the whole top with a piece of wrapping paper or cardboard or whatever. But this time I thought, you know what, I'm going to save that little pulley outy center part and wrap it with wrapping paper. And we're going to see what it looks like. But let's cover up the brand name here with some stickers. And yeah, I'm actually not sure how this is going to look, if it's going to look okay or not. I mean, it's a gift, right? So who's going to complain? You're getting a cool gift from Refashionista Sheri, so don't complain about the wrapping if it doesn't look perfect. But I think it still came out pretty cute. I mean, you can tell it's a tissue box, but it's still pretty cute. Okay, everybody, I'm sure, has saved pieces of wrapping that come from, the boxes that we get from that very famous online shopping platform. Anyway, so these are great for wrapping up books. You just cut it to size, and you may be wondering, why did I fold over that corner there? Because I have a cool little trick that I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes. Once I get all the ends tucked in nice and pretty, you will see that, look at that, we have a little pocket left there. And because this is plain, I'm just going to stick a scrap of lace around. And how cool does that look? That's very boho and interesting and hipstery, I think. And you put the bookmark in the little pocket. Isn't that cute? And it was just this adorable crocheted bookmark. And then there's a little gift tag, which I think came in a box with a bunch of Barbies I thrifted. So again, and everybody has these chip containers, or I think most people do anyway, and they are great for covering with that weirdly long piece of scrap wrapping paper that you've been holding on to, and you just glue it around the outside and chop off the excess and put the rest of that wrapping paper in your stash. And if there's a little bit that isn't quite covered, who cares? Just cut off a little piece and stick it on. Again, this is a gift. And if anybody's going to complain about maybe the wrapping not being perfect, they don't deserve to receive your most awesome gift that is in the imperfect wrapping. And this type of ribbon, I don't know where I get these. I probably got it in a thrifty box or something, but it has wire in it, and I love wired ribbons. It just makes life so much easier. So I'm not really sure what to put on the top here. I have so many of these squished up 80s bows. Let's just go with one of those. And if you have a box that has a plain interior, like there's not like a recipe printed on the inside or whatever, go ahead and deconstruct the box. And again, you don't have to be an artist to do this. Look at what I'm doing. I'm just scribbling with red and green all over it. And then you're going to reconstruct the box, but you're going to reconstruct it inside out. And then you have a totally cool, DIY gift box that was absolutely free. And again, who cares if the inside still has, the exterior labels on it? Who's looking at the inside of a box? I certainly hope nobody. And look, we're going to do a bunch of those Gen X ribbon curls on this one just to make it extra cool and fancy. And here's a bonus one for you. This little burlap bag actually had tampons in it. And so I just glued some vintage lace over top of the brand label there and popped it in this little box. And now I'm going to tie it up with the tassels that I shortened and chopped from my no-sew dress up size. If you want to see that tutorial, I will link it down below for you. But look, how adorable is that? And we have 8, not 7, 8 amazing wrapped gifts using stuff we already had around the house.
Stick around because I've got more awesome Thriftmasness headed your way tomorrow.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.